Hello friends, it's Chrissy. Welcome to or back to my channel. If I seem low energy today, it's because y'all, I am not feeling great today. But what I wanted to do was sit down and play with my cards. So I thought I'd bring you along and that I'd do a tag today. So today I am doing the Perfect Pairs tag from Dawn Michelle. This includes a couple of decks that are newer to my collection, some decks that I really want to play with, and also some decks that you just see here all the time. So one of the things that I want to do in 2023 is to play more with oracle cards. As I've been in such this study of tarot, I feel like in a lot of ways, my readings, for myself at least, have gotten more information focused than intuitively focused, and I want to come back to that intuition piece. And I feel like for me, the way to do that is to bring more oracles back into play. So the first pairing that I'm going to show is maybe a little too on the head, and that's why I'm showing them first. We have the Mountain Dream Tarot and the two oracle decks from Holler Mountain Witch. So the Holler Mountain Witch Oracle and the Back to the Holler Oracle. I'm just calling them my sister Holler oracles. So both of these have a definite first of all, they're both photography. They're both blackish and white. These are actually black and white. The tarot is, the grays have a blue or a green tinge in a lot of them. I love this. The Six of Swords and Sacred is just lovely. The Two of Swords and Calling. I just think these two go together so very well, to the point the cardstock is very similar, the size is very similar, to the point that they could almost even become confused with each other. And look at the King of Wands and Contentment. It's like this is what is looking at him, and this, the flower's looking at him, and he is looking at the flowers. Beautiful. I'm very excited about how these two will work together. Again, maybe a little bit, I love this wishing card, maybe a little bit too on the nose, almost feeling like two decks from the same creator, even though they've been created, what, 45 or so years apart? Yeah, I just really enjoy these two. So this is the Mountain Dream Tarot and the Holler Mountain Witch Oracle decks. The next pair I want to show are two decks that call to me, that kind of scare me, both in what they have to tell me and in some ways my lack of feeling like I fully understand them. First of all, we have my beloved Tarot with the Drowning World, which I think pairs stunningly with the Outgrow Yourself Oracle. There's something, I think, about the use of florals and the use of body postures and the majors that really balance these two out. This deck speaks to me in ways I don't understand. This deck uses a Thoth base if you choose to read it as tarot, which I also don't understand. So there's this magic in, I love so much yellow here, there's this magic in lack of understanding and not feeling the need to understand that I get from both of these decks. I hope the glare isn't hitting and influencing the darkness and the Terror of the Drowning World in the background. I hope that's visible. Here we have the similarities of like what is being held in the middle. And then we have the Nine of Cups and don't drown in a glass of water. The Seven of Wands, implanting by the moon. The Eight of Wands, what you stay focused on will grow. Okay. Yeah, I think these decks are beautiful today together and not necessarily a logical pairing. Trust and surrender with Temperance. The Devil, you're allowed to grow. I'm trying not to read. I'm trying to use it as an oracle and to not read at least the major correspondences. Yeah, I really enjoy these two together. So as my second perfect pair, we have Tarot with the Drowning World and Outgrow Yourself Oracle. The third pairing I'm going to show were two decks that I received for my birthday. So they're not in bags yet. I have the fabric for them, but I haven't made the wraps yet. And I bought these two purposefully to be used together. And also, if you want to know the truth, because they match my binder cover for my journal. And I just thought these two together would look beautiful glued into my tarot journal. So we have the snug box of the Black Violet Tarot and the Reclaim Oracle. I'll even out the stack a little bit. And aren't these not only visually, I just think these are stunning together. We have the flowers growing up. We have the slightly distorted figures, I think in the Black Violet, and this is the Cherry Blossom edition. The bodies tend to be bigger than the heads, and we see a lot of distortion in the Reclaim as well. I mean, look at this. So, I'm sorry. We have the flowers growing up in these two that are so similar. We have the reaching with the Hierophant reaching up and Trust reaching down. We have the celebration in these two cards with the Three of Cups being in community and the sense of release coming from ourselves, from a single person. Rejection is both here are offering some sort of offering, for lack of a better word, releasing part of self, versus I see this as like, this is my gift, I'm offering it up, show me how to use it. So there's both of these have an acknowledgement of self that come with some sort of offering. For resentment and the Four of Swords. The Chariot and love. We're here, it's like the self is controlling of the horses. We're here, the self is being supported by these two energies. These two decks. The Five of Cups and hate. What are we focusing on? What are we stuck inside? What else is out there? The Ten of Wands and loss. King of Cups and integrity. You can barely see there are like wave lines from the water in the King of Cups. And I'll end here with Ace of Cups and wealth, where both are holding and receiving, right? That she's receiving this cup, it's hovering above her hand. It's not grounded, it's not planted, neither is wealth. And there's this impermanence that this catching and impermanence that lives in both of these two. And I really like this pairing a lot. So we have the Black Violet Tarot Cherry Blossom Edition and the Reclaim Oracle. The next pairing I want to show really entertains me to no end, because we have the newest tarot deck in my collection, the Playful Heart Tarot, which just arrived today, and maybe like possibly the oldest deck of any kind that I still have in the Soul Space Oracle. The copyright of this is 2016. That sounds about right. I feel like I bought a couple of tarot decks, wasn't able to identify with them, bought a couple of oracles. The Soul Space was one, the Amethyst Oracle was the other, which now I'm like, ooh, what could I pair the Amethyst with? Oh, I had an idea. Okay, let's talk about these, and then we'll move to the Amethyst. So I can't break the seal, friends. I can't do it. So this is the edged edition of the Playful Heart Tarot. It was the only one available, and I love it, so it's fine. I'm absolutely content to have a deck that comes pre-edged. I did drop this deck right before I started, so I think they're all right side up, but if not, forgive me. And the Soul Space Oracle from Jen Berlingo, and I can see that not all of these are going to be right side up, but you know what? We'll do the best we can. And I'll remove some so they're similar heights as we get started. And I just think the colorfulness, I mean, look at that. The Empress and Sacred, where we have this sense of growing up, where the Empress is supporting in a more grounded way. I just think it's beautiful. Three of Pentacles and humor, where we have the similar growth. And I can see now these are trees, but my first thought was that these were green onions, and that made me laugh. So humor works with that. And how brave aligns with death. The King of Swords requires patience. You saw that I just took a stack off, right? And how much patience here looks like champagne, and he's got his martini glass here. It's beautiful. The Lovers comes with mystery. Okay, friends. So the King of Pentacles here is paired with ease. And in my deck, which we're going to see in a second, that's my keyword for the King of Pentacles, right? Where's my guidebook? Okay, so if there is anything that solidifies with me the need to work with these two decks, is in our flip through, just playing around, just shooting the shit, the King of Pentacles pairs up with ease. All right, so these two decks want to work together, and they want to work with me. Wow. Oh, and how beautiful with the world as a representation of energies and knowings and maybe even ancestors and all of that, and how that plays in with kin. I left the extra cards in here. Yeah, This is obviously a pairing for me, as we have the Playful Heart Tarot and the Soul Space Oracle. Okay, so I mentioned the Amethyst Oracle, and this just, you saw this like come to me in real time. This may not work. I'm acknowledging that this may not work, but we're gonna play with it. So we have the Amethyst Oracle by Jessica Bott. The copyright here is 2013. I'm assuming I got this also 2016 or so, around the time that the Idiosyncra deck, the tarot deck, went out of print. I had the opportunity to get it again, in real time. I wasn't bonding with tarot at that time. I am kicking myself. Like, I remember we were driving home, we were driving back to where we live now from our hometown. I was playing on my phone, and I'm like, do I buy the tarot deck or do I buy the oracle? The tarot or the oracle? And I bought the oracle, just the oracle. And now the tarot is gone, and I'm really, really sad about it. That's okay. That's okay. So, all of that to say, what I thought could be an interesting pair with the Amethyst Oracle is Tarot is Color. Let me remove part of the stack. Oh, okay, here we go. So that the height agrees. Oh, how well the concentric circles flow with confinement. Strength in the labyrinth. Oh, the Ten of Swords and Secret. Seeing all of this yellow and gold in Tarot is Color, and how it just barely peeks out under the doorway here in Secret. The Two of Swords with Time. We have the similarities of the red and the poppies, and the red in the center of Two of Swords. And there's also this sense of imbalance in timing, where the, for lack of a better word, the blob is not centered in the picture. I think we could look at the Two of Swords and the two pieces of the hourglass and the imbalance that's there. Oh, this is gorgeous. Collection and Queen of Swords. Destruction and the Seven of Disc, where the Seven of Pentacles looks like the fire, the active fire, and destruction, the fire has already happened, it's already been here. Creation and the Four of Swords. I imagine that this again, blob, for lack of better terms, is what exists on the inside of this shell pod for our little seedling. And we'll end with the Eight of Cups and order. Where are we going? What order is important? What order do we release? I lied, one more. The Ace of Swords in Winter. The cold, but the fire and the warmth that is just around the corner, that is just underneath, that we'll receive as soon as we get home. Oh, beautiful. I'm pleased. Chrissy is pleased with Tarot is Color and the Amethyst Oracle. And then finally, friends, the pair that I was most excited to talk about are two decks that are new to me this year in 2022, that I feel like have changed me and continue to change me. The first is my deck, the Narrative Alchemy Tarot. And the second is the Death Doula Oracle. Well, one card doesn't want to come out. I love these two together. Visually, it feels like this deck is what I could not put I'll start over. My deck connects me, to myself, to my own inner voice in a way that my inner critic makes it hard to do. My inner critic can prevent this sort of connection, where I feel like the Death Doula is just like the speed route to source. It like puts me in one of those bank tubes, you know, from the drive-through into the bank. That's what this deck is for me. This is the drive-through tube for me to connect to source. And the way that I can settle into observation into the Two of Swords is by putting down my electronics. And what is the relationship between preservation and what I'm trying to conjure? Where does my attention need to go? What do I need to leave behind? How is my sense of self-preservation of what I'm preserving getting in the way of the magic that is left, that I am called to create? And then for magic, we have Refuge and the Queen of Cups. The Moon and Judgment, the Moon and Purpose. I just think they're beautiful together. And I don't think the colors have to match perfectly. I think the potential for that is important. And then what I get from Ritual and Collapse, from Ritual and the Tower, woo, is what do I need to shake off? I really see this as like, what is my dream self telling me that Ritual needs to look like versus what is reality? What concept of self do I need to let go of so that Ritual can come back to having the meaningful space in my life that I've had for a while? Create the Magician and Sensuality. Magic, the Queen of Wands, and Connect with the Dead. This is beautiful. So my journaling video, or my planner video, went up a few days ago, and since I created that, I watched Kelly at Truth and Story, her planner prep for next year. And one of the things that she talked about doing, which I'm going to do because I just think it's phenomenal, is going back several generations in her family tree and recognizing the birth date and or the death date, her lament days for her ancestors, for her close, chronologically, like her close ancestors. And that's definitely a practice that I'm going to look at bringing in 2023. Play. The Page of Cups with Compassionate Memories, which I would probably, with this card, dig the Six of Cups out of this deck and pair them together. And I think that's something that that may not necessarily be, I don't know if I've ever talked about, but that I do quite a bit. Like if I would see this card, and so let's say I have unprocessed an opportunity, and in my mind, to me, there's a mystery part of that. I may, whoa, I just flipped right to it. Did you see that? I might intentionally pull the mystery card out of the deck as well and work with the three together. I don't have any issue with choosing cards and laying them out together and letting them speak to me as well. It doesn't have to be random. Velocity and positioning, the Eight of Wands, and then seeing this light coming through the spine here, and then the 3 lines coming this way and the line coming over here. So to me, I see this as a just challenging the concept that the Eight of Wands have to be, 8 sticks facing in one direction, but allowing how can I release into the fact that my sense of movement, my movement forward, how I'm being propelled may not look like a straight line. Oh, I love them. So yeah, so the final 2 decks that I think are gonna be great buddies to play with is my deck, the Narrative Alchemy Tarot, and the Death Doula Oracle. Thanks for hanging out with me, friends. This was fun. I enjoyed it. I feel a little bit better. Hope you have a great day, a good weekend, and I'll see you again tomorrow.